Okay, so who's seen my Iran video? It's not my Iran video. I didn't interpret. I don't understand the politics. I understand only what concerns me to a certain level, not even to a deep level. When it comes to blatant laws that break spiritual morals, that's basically the only time I intervene in politics. And as for my age and my participation in the, it's too late for me to really make a gradual change, and the world is going to change in 4 years. But I have to say that hearing that guy inspired me because he's a bit like Greg Braden, but he's not, because he's from a military past, and he has that, I don't know if he was CIA or just military or military police or just a Marine or something. And something Hughes. It's a popular name, Hughes. I think it's even in some kind of company or so. It's not about blame. See, this is the problem, that people can't put themselves in my shoes. And when it comes to energy, the alchemists covered it totally. If you see my videos about the chosen, and the chosen is not only people that are like even close with the proof, meaning they're targeted for no legal reason. If I had a legal reason against me, I would not be making this video, and it wouldn't be malfunctioning or this or that or secret ways. No, I would be in trouble. And also, I'm provoked to do something illegal, obviously, but I think it's not about knowledge. Uh, with the karma, I'm not sure, but the fact that the apex and the police knows that they're totally like a ad infinitum wrong, and they deserve punishment from their eyes. But see, again, by saying this, I may trigger them further, because they think these are conversations. This is teaching. When I do these videos, it's not about asking for help. Uh, Leaving a little bit of almost like the only protective thing, it's almost like leaving a letter to someone that if you should not be around. And there's somebody told me that was working in the community at Côte de Liege, uh, told me that he works even with the police, or used to work as an intermediary, and he was so nice to me, and he really understood my cause and believed me when I talked to him a few weeks ago or something. And I don't know to what level he has, in his own suffering, and he's not young. So there's a lot of good people in the community, a lot of good police, a lot of good STM. I've seen that. I know that. But when you trigger someone, you only see the military action against you, whether it's legal or not. People think governments do things only legally. If they only would do things that would be like, obviously people know what Netanyahu did. And even though you might justify it because he got attacked first, and even though you want to believe that the IDF or the military or the secret something had nothing to do with letting them attack, so to have an excuse, you understand? It's almost like, the police follows me. When I report it, I'm crazy. And a lot of people told me, they're going to call you crazy. And they did. And they called me. Now, I'm calling them out on that it's fake. And I don't want to say it on the internet yet, but people know what my next steps are. If I can't accuse them of the secret crimes they're doing, well, I have to go at the source of what was accused. I think I don't have to say further. And that's the thing, is that from a broad spectrum, and when I make these videos, it's not that I care to be the more powerful one. And I'm not talking power like on 3D. I'm talking about the different energy dimensions. Obviously, if they can't even answer me and they can't look me in the eye, I mean, they could with lies and intimidation. If they're hurting me, obviously it's not a fair fight, because if anything that they communicate, it's like those three STM. I said they in the other video that they behaved properly. Yes, under the circumstances, whether they got a call that I was, again, and I have no choice but to go around with this. It could have been that they said, well, this scares people. People think this is a weapon. If people think this is a weapon, someone came at one point, and I think because it had a bit of a crack in the foam, there's a little, like a straw, a plastic straw. And so somebody walked in the metro and smashed it. And I almost apologized. I tried to get it out. And the person didn't even, like, they considered this almost like when someone has, how do you call those little stuffed toys, because obviously people know this is a toy. Come on. I know they say the symbol, and because the ridiculousness that you can't even play with a toy gun or a water gun. A woman really got charged. So this has no shape of a weapon. And at the Mont Royal Park, people actually have bigger, even more, that if you go like this, you could get hurt, not to the point of bleeding or having a concussion, but like they're made to make pretend time of the Romans, or what? How do you call that? Medieval fights. Now, I'm not claiming to use this for that. It's too weak. It's good for pretend or with kids. This is for, I don't know, 7 years old or something. But the idea that it's imbued with a writing that says, I am fed up of being tortured and attacked physically. So this, it's not about discouraging. It's about sending an energy of karma. So we've been through that. But the point is, I tried to analyze because since I thought they were totally illogical, and they are in the higher picture. So I'm always right 100% from my high ground. I can't do no harm, so they have no reason to hurt me. And I was right in my argument. I was feeling ill. I was asking for help, but the way I asked for help was totally aggressive. But if they would have known my intent was just to express my need to stop being ill in my building. It always comes back to that. But again, logic does not matter, because when someone is working from a polarized point of view, from them, now I'm already on that list of targeting. And I don't think there's a way off that unless it's worth it for them to put me off that list. And this is my main goal of the videos, police, to show you whether you feel it from this energy, whether those STM officers knew my case in detail, or they were just sent there as foot soldiers that did not know, but that were doing their bidding to intimidate me, that even if they weren't comfortable in front of the metro, regular people, to take a toy sword away from someone that uses it for, even if it is psychiatric reasons, because from their point of view, I'm psychiatricized. It's because that's the only defense they have against my accusations. And one day, if I force them in court, why they would say that they didn't answer my questions, because it's like saying, someone says, well, I have a family of aliens in my basement, this, that, or like me, when this guy was telling me the ambulances follow me, this, that, and I listened to him, but part of me was not to insult his intelligence. Well, since I know he takes medication, it most probably is. But similarly to what I said to a certain organization that's supposed to help, and the people might have an idea, I said, there's no point in me making a complaint about the behavior of the hospital, or because they're mostly for because if that behavior was done by an undercover agent that was representing a nurse or someone at St. Mary's, people know the story. So my case is always with the source. My mental health has to be, and my credibility has to be 100% for me to be able to make a dent in the system legally, or to ask for help. So my concern right now is that people get lost. When they say it's lost in translation. That guy Hughes, about the only video I have in recent days that I put on the 7th or 8th. I think it's on the 8th that I uploaded, or 7th, regardless. Yeah, right now it's the middle of the night, or for regular people, for me it's the morning, because for me it's between 4 and 5 a.m. at the latest. And there's many reasons for that. Trust me, that's the only thing I could say is healthy about me, is that I don't sleep too much and I don't sleep too little. But yes, sometimes I do wake up because of, you can imagine, I don't want to repeat, pète et répète in French. This video is mostly, I think, it's not even for, it's mostly for Apopex and neighbors of mine, or, yesterday my doorbell rang again, even if it wasn't an ambulance, it could have been somebody. It's always about provocation, or let me go even near the door and because I got itchy after I went near my door just to check the sound, who it was, if somebody really knew me that was saying, hey, open the door, I'm your family, friend, or whatever. So I have to always live, and I know now that, and it's always adds extra karma. And whether I bring the sword or not, like I said, it's going to be visceral. I'll see how I feel when I go out, because I really like the behavior of the STM. See, as much as I didn't like in the past, but I was in an aggressive energy. Because police, this is what I try to tell you. My bubble defends me spiritually with love, But when my body is suffering and you're adding to it, the words that don't come out, because I know I'm even censored with hate and whatever laws you might reestablish. So there's a part of the logic that's fearful to say them, but the energy is always aggressive. If you're hurting me, the energy cannot be peaceful, police. There is absolutely no way. Imagine you got your again, it's not to insult you. You took it as a challenge, let's say. Let's forget about insult or you're fragile. No, let's forget about that. Your character, your low vibration, or let's say less easily polarized, more easy than me. Obviously, if I didn't go really bonkers or I didn't go overreactive to what you're doing to me, there has to be, I'm trying to do like a mediation without you, because you can't even admit to hurting me. So that's how weak you are when it comes to even moral laws that already exist by you. Well, not really. You're enforcing them, but I think they have no choice. Basic human rights and survival are something they had to incorporate in human laws. But trust me, if they could have taken them away totally, they would have. It's sad that when I see religion, how corrupt it is, people don't, I don't see it like with my logic. I feel it. Just like what that guy Hughes was saying. He is like the link between a soldier that becomes spiritual. Maybe he's not at my level, not even close. I could say Sadhguru or Sadhguru Nath are even a little higher or a little less. I don't know. But the idea that when he talked about energy, Sadhguru, I know he's the real thing, because I feel those energies, that point of magnetism. And he says, when you're going to see the reincarnation of Jesus or Buddha around in the real way, it's not like in the fairy tales. It's real, and it's an energy, and you'll feel it. And it is scary if you're sensitive, but still a bit materialistic. But the people that are totally numb to it, then they just see the physical karma. It's like saying me with the police. If they don't believe or they don't care that I have that witchy connection that is extreme, even like an avatar or like a chosen one, well, they see the effect. Like, even though probably police that slammed me to the floor, I'm not trying to motivate them to do it again. I know you could. I'm not doubtful of that. But only when they saw a month or two or whatever, it was with less than 3 months after I declared, I want God to show you that was not right, especially not for a chosen. If I had a dossier and I threatened police or threw rocks at police cars or snowballs or anything, then it's not that it would have been legally valid too, because on the papers, legally even, they broke that too. It said use the amount of force necessary. I wasn't resisting being detained in any way to being brought by their insecure nature to the hospital. So you see how many mistakes they made. That's why when you do something physical, even though they got money, and that's just because the law says so. It's not that I don't care. I would give them 70 million if I had it to give them, to make them stop what they're doing to me, even at the risk of being more broke than I am now. If I'd win 5 million, I think I'd give one to Apopex, one to the police, one to my neighbor, P38 guy. I'm saying it and I mean it, and I want people to keep this video, because sharing wealth and sharing energy on 3D, even though money is demonized, it's because it's part of a slave system. But giving money, when you do it with good intent, or not for business, or not to butter someone up to do some back favor, is energy for everybody. It's like the part that you awaken your soul. So I'm trying to find mediation. Yes, there's I don't know the percentage. I used to try to say it was 50%, 75%, 25%. Now my ego used to make me talk, oh, it's to scare them into not hurting me. Yes, I want to scare you into not hurting me, because it's real. The danger is real. You accused me of being dangerous in a possible future, and I am becoming dangerous just by trying to survive with my energy, not with my hands, not with a fake sword, and not with witchcraft even. If I want to do witchcraft or anything to do with revenge, would I say it? That it's not hate and it's not really witchcraft, but karma. It's like a protective shield. It's like the police really using guns only when they have no choice. I'm not saying they use them out of the blue, but it's always a little bit more human rights they give themselves than the common folk or the person that's living on the street. And Maybe some officers are not the same. They don't all work the same, but when they're in a group, oh my God, when I see police in a group, they get nasty. But even me with my friends from high school that are good-hearted and in general would give even share their peanut butter sandwich in the school with someone else, we got nasty when we were in a group. It's human nature. It's animalistic. When you see cats in a group, they're more mischievous than when they're alone. They're more bossy. When they're alone, they'll draw the line in the sand a little bit like me. Now I know I have no way to defend myself, but I still draw the line in the sand with you know who. Why? Because it's human nature, and also it's human nature to be more submissive and fearful. But that's how I was at the beginning. I have no qualms about saying even 4 years ago or 3 years ago, at whatever. It's more than a year ago that I was living more in fear and trying to seem like at least report. It's like I was a reporter. Reporter is not going to claim to be able to challenge the police. I'm not saying I could challenge them, but I could not threaten them. How can I put it? I could warn them that there's consequences for their actions. If there is on 3D, as above, so below, why wouldn't there be police in karma? If I work for God right now, not that there's a weird representation, let's just say source, because God has a weird code that it makes it not God. It's the demiurge, really, that you're talking about. So I am a jealous God. God has no reason to be jealous. Same like me. I'm living it. When I needed family and friends, it was still a weakness. It's simple. If you need to socialize with other human beings, you're not observing this as a game. When you're playing a game, whether you're playing it in internet mode with other people on the internet or solo, sometimes, in my case, it's a long story, I play mostly solo or without the internet. X reasons, you have an idea. You saw my upload of 2 minutes took or whatever. So regardless of I'm all over the place. Yes, I know that. But in my case, that's what I want to show you, that there's no logic in hurting me. And the idea that it's not about apologizing. I'm trying to see how they could have got triggered, but that's like 7 years ago. And Applepex 15 years ago, they misunderstood me going to the rental board as a challenge to their authority. They didn't see that it was just survival. They don't care, because once the energy is broken, if you live in that, like a seesaw, like a balance, then so I understand them so much. But it's not because I know that I'm effed, especially from now till 4 years. They have so much time to break me down and make my life even more horrible. But I think they sense it, that something has shifted. The energy is so much more for truth and justice now, even on 3D, because this is the inner government, the true government, the one that doesn't need police officers to doubt what they have to do. With me, they had doubts. Do they take this away? Or they left it for me. They didn't even mention it because they saw it was ridiculous. Either someone told them that it was fake or someone reported, because they said somebody reported. And for me, I didn't even think about the sword because obviously it's not a weapon. But for them, like I said, they could have guns and tasers and pepper spray. We are not allowed even having a little stick, even Twizzlers to eat with a plastic butter knife. So this is how you see that life is not fair. And we may need to demonstrate on the streets. And even in a violent way. Not me, I won't be able to, but by the time it's necessary, because either it gets better now or worse. Hopefully I'll get now a little worse, but not in a violent way. Because me, I don't like violence, but not because I'm scared to apply it as they see it in my eyes. It's because it's wrong. It's because it's the last resort. And they haven't broken the visual one, but they've broken so many times because they think, again, just like the alchemist, even the alchemist in Sadhguru, I could correct or inspire to be even more precise. Why? Because I'm living that. I don't see Sadhguru running around with police after him and marks on his body. He says it even. He goes, how many of you are persecuted like Jesus? So this is where you see police. The urge that you continue this ridiculous abuse of my body is exactly why I'm that strong. And you should fear the karma. It's simple, no? So we're past that reason that I could apologize for having triggered you, or maybe even right now. But can you just admit that it should stop, this abuse? It should stop. I just don't know how to explain it, because I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. And this is what happens to chosen people. The real ones, not the ones that imagine they are. It's not that I started 3, 4 years. I'm a chosen one, so even though I'm scared, you're going to see in the future, karma's going to get you. I'm going to curse you. No, it was never like that. It was just like, oh my God, I may have to defend myself physically and even energetically. That was always, and the way I phrased it seemed like, because my emotions got involved, and it was almost like that emotional counter attack. So I was defensively attacking you, but not with the nerf sword, not with my hands, not with plotting a bomb, or not with plotting something with the Palais de Justice. It was just plotting the energy to make things like they already did happen. Like the police got caught doing what they did to me, but in a more filmed and more bad reputation. And similar to now, the Toronto police. The Toronto police undercover got caught. One of them died. That's just an extreme example. But karma does not care if you have to learn with gentle means or big means. Do I decide what you put in these injections? One day it could be a deadly one. So I'm always living in fear that you smile and you know that even if I don't die and I report it, I'll be considered crazy. So this is because you built it into your defense mechanism before you attacked me. And you made money on that law that says that maybe I'll be dangerous. And that's part of the craziness that you have, not me. Again, this could probably, technically, if it was the first video, but I've made worse, meaning ones that were energetically polarized. There's no polarity. And because I didn't come back from outside, look, they're mean. Yeah, because that's my cells saying we're suffering too much. You got to tell people that they're making you suffer a lot. So right now, it's not that I don't want to go with, that's why I didn't put the light. I'm not feeling that great. And part of it is still for some sort of attack. I'm not sure if it's with whatever. With my apartment, I explained, they ring my doorbell. Right now, if in a month it starts getting the unusual heat, can I put my air conditioning? Would you let me put my air conditioning, please? See, I'm asking you permission to do basic human you know what I mean, shelter and food and water and air. You don't even leave me that. So, and the millions that you would hold me, it doesn't match. So the karma has to interfere. That's all I want you to know, that even though I understand your point of view and I'm showing you I would give millions if I had, like, you know, proportionally to what I win, I would give up to 1/4 to 1/2 of whatever I'd win if I'd be lucky enough to win a big lottery. And I would invest it in the government and the police, but with some sort of clause in the contract of giving, meaning it's like a donation, has certain papers. I would have said now in the paperwork, but I didn't know that everything works by contract. That's why I made one that shows that at the end he goes, I don't want to be involved with anything demonic, because it is a demonic system on the world. It's materialistic and polarized. So going back to that, I would have left it in the contract, would say, Maris, yes, I'm happy to give you the painting, but it cannot be sold or shown somewhere else at your leisure. Instead, no, the way they did it is now their painting, just like they think my body and my mental health is at their discretion to do what they want, to judge as they want, and to change as they want, meaning the reality of my mental state is in their control. It is not, it never was, and it never will be, and you will pay harshly if you don't heed my words. Again, it looks like a war. It is a warning, obviously, but it's not a threat. It's just the way things are. How would you like it if this was a metal sword and I start slashing people in the metro? That's what you're doing to me, police. It may not be big slashes, but you're putting little machines or little parasites in my body to make me ill. It is a crime, and you should be in jail for that. So let's push that aside. That's just to let people know what's happening. Because you're the opposite. You're powerful, but you have to use secrecy, because even your own materialistic bullshit laws include that you should not be allowed to do this to me. And people know you have motive, and you don't answer my questions. That, my friends, looks guilty. Again, that looks like, I'm trying to, I shouldn't speak like this, because it is provoking you. Am I right or am I wrong? Just like I'm admitting that I was scared of you. Not of you, of what you could do to me, obviously. It's not It was never about the eyes, even though before I had to force myself to be defensive with the eyes. Now I don't even have to try, because this is how you see my power is increasing. And if you think you have to increase your torture of me because my power is increasing, it's a mistake. I'm telling you. It's also painful for me. No matter what happens to me, I don't know if you could block my spirit. I doubt it. The spirit is more powerful and is behind matter, so matter cannot stop spirit. Maybe you could stop my body from meditating. Yes, you could make me sick enough, but it would be, the triage would show, just like when I was at the hospital, it was hurting, and you saw the karma, how hard it hit with Trump. And we see Trump is a lot of bad luck for a lot of people. And it's not just for Canada, but in Canada, there's absolutely no reason why he has to be that extreme. He weasels his way into trying to deal with anybody except Canada. I think that's pretty obvious, no? So there is that karma situation. What will we do about it, police? I hope I don't show this video, because I think it's not necessary. You're recording me right now, and hopefully I won't have to show it. But if you're someone that's not of the police and you're seeing this on YouTube, that means the message did not go through. The olive branch is just not it's not in your nature. It's not longer possible. I hope it is, for all our sakes, because we're all in this together. There's nothing you do or nothing I do that doesn't affect us and everybody. Again, the first heavy metal movie. What happens if I don't help you? I die, you die, everybody dies. Good vibes, namaste. And it's not fear mongering or religious theory. This is just a joke. But maybe if you want to learn from that joke, that was in a movie.